So I think the obvious question is, what happened then? I mean, we did hear those reports my coworker just asked about the jail confession. The authorities used a fake inmate to get information, and the father confessed that.
See, that's not true. So I don't know where. No. See, this is what happens when you've got all these folks out there online and these keyboard warriors. You get a lot of misinformation. And what you just said is not true.
Damn. Oh dear. Hi guys. Just going through this press conference for baby Emmanuel Haro's case, and the supposed jailhouse confession that Brian Entin talked about in his video today is not true, apparently. And they are pissed off. They are really pissed off. At the beginning of this press conference, the sheriff said that the mainstream media have been great, fantastic. Not so much social media because of all the misinformation and stuff that's going around. And look, I agree, there is a lot of misinformation and stuff going around. There absolutely is. I talked about that in my video this morning. But the stuff about the jailhouse confession came from Brian Entin, who is a member of the mainstream media. So, look, Brian Entin's sources may have been wrong. May have given him bad information, just like some bad information came out via the PI SF investigators earlier on this week about baby Emmanuel's body being found. You know, if you've got a source and the source is incorrect, you can't be blamed for repeating that information, can you? You just can't. However, for those who have absolutely no idea what's going down here, this is Brian Entin from this morning, and this is what he said.
Jake Haro told a fake inmate in the jail that he killed baby Emmanuel and put the baby in a trash can in his house. Let me repeat that again. Sources say that Jake Haro told a fake inmate in the jail that he killed baby Emmanuel and put the baby in a trash can in his house. You might be wondering how police got this information. This is part of what I'm told is called a Perkins operation. A Perkins operation, which is when police use a fake inmate to try to get information out of someone who has been arrested and who is inside the jail. This Perkins operation came after, I'm told, Jake Haro confessed to police that he rolled over in bed and killed the baby by accident and then buried the baby. So that is what Jake Haro told police, which is why he took police to that spot out along the freeway. This video that we have that shows him out there searching. That story, I'm told police believe, was all made up. First, they got that story. Then they decided to do the Perkins operation, I'm told, which is when they used the fake inmate and when they say they got the information that Jake Haro actually killed baby Emmanuel and put baby Emmanuel into a trash can.
Look, we've seen it before. We've seen it with that absolute lowlife scumbag Leilani Simon, who put baby Quinton Simon's body in a dumpster at a trailer park near her house. And then the FBI spent weeks looking for baby Quinton's remains. That was back in Georgia. The trial was last year. I streamed the trial. Some of you will have seen it. It's believed that Trezell and Jacqueline West put the two babies, Classic and Sincere, into the trash, potentially, because their bodies have never been found. That's another California case, isn't it? And they were prosecuted with no bodies. So, just so you know, Jake Haro, just so you know, Becca Haro, just because there's no body doesn't mean to say there's no case. Anyway, this DA got mad. He got mad when the question was asked about the jailhouse confession. And he says, categorically, it is not true. This is bad information.
So that's what I'll tell you did not happen.
Okay, but you can't say what. There's no information.
I can't talk about the facts of the case. Well, no, I'm giving you information about baby Emmanuel. I'm giving you information about the cases and the investigation. But what you just said did not happen. So, it's not, I can't be responsible for when you guys get it wrong. Go ahead.
I know you have not found the remains yet, but based on the level of cooperation of the suspects and what you know so far, is the strong likelihood that the remains were, at least at one point, in the Badlands General?
I'm just not going to comment on that. We're looking for the remains of it. These investigation is continuing. We're hoping to find the remains of baby Emmanuel. Yeah, please, Chair.
This is to that and to the question before. The problem that we were having in this, basically even on the question that was asked 2 questions ago, is someone posts something on social media and then you all believe that it's true. I actually complimented the mainstream media because you've actually been reaching out to us for comment and actually been printing what we've told you. It hasn't been the sensationalism and the wants for clicks for social media. And that is doing nothing but harming this investigation. And when you form your opinion and come in here and ask questions like that, you're not serving the public in any way. The question way earlier, get some rest. There should be no one out there looking for baby Emmanuel except for us, because all you're going to do is complicate things in the future. And the one thing that I emphasize that I want to make it clear here, the reason this is happening relatively quickly and the reason why we got such a handle on this fast is I believe that the Inland Empire is served better by their 2 sheriff's offices than any place in the state. And this particular case doubled its efforts. So instead of having 4,500 people looking for baby Emmanuel, you had 9,000. And so how did we get all of this information? It's called investigation. And we have 2 entire departments doing nothing but sifting through evidence, searching for evidence, trying to figure out what happened, who was responsible, and how we're going to successfully prosecute it. And misinformation, lies, and purposeful misdirection is going to do nothing but harm this investigation. And I am begging all of you with cameras out here, don't be a part of it.
Listen, I get that they're working hard. I get it. And I applaud them for working hard. But listen, you can't say that everybody in that room is doing wrong by asking questions. Scolding them for asking certain questions. No, Sheriff, sit down. I know you're stressed. I know it's hard. And we're all keyboard warriors. And you're all on the ground doing your thing. And I applaud you for doing your thing. However, when sources tell reporters, mainstream reporters, information and they share it, they're not doing anything wrong. They're sharing information that they have been given in good faith. So Brian Entin is very well respected. And he must have believed the source that told him that. Now, is it potentially that Jake did give some kind of jailhouse confession? The DA didn't want to talk about it, so I shut it down. Maybe. Is it that the DA doesn't know? Well, I doubt that. But these Perkins investigations that California do, where they put fake inmates into jails, well, I've heard of that before. I've heard of stuff like that being done before. Has it happened in this case? Well, the DA says no. The sheriff says no. So Brian Entin's source was wrong. They're still hoping that they're going to be able to recover baby Emmanuel's remains. And I hope they do. I sincerely hope they do. But it doesn't mean to say if they don't, that there won't be a successful prosecution. Because there has been before and there will be again. Disappointing to hear that this is not a death penalty case, because if the constant abuse of a child, they believe he was abused like constantly, and that's what's caused him to die, be murdered, before his life's barely started. Well, if that's not a death penalty case, I don't know what is. Alright, let me know your thoughts in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Good girl.